That was a nice segue, wasn't it? As it were. Have to excuse me, I got a bit of a sore throat. Hello everyone, welcome to Grumtastic. I haven't got anyone with me on stream at the moment. But I have been playing with my OBS, and I've got this new feature which basically does this. It means that you can see the game, you can't see the detail, hopefully. The idea is that sometimes I need to go on servers and things like this, and I don't obviously want it public why I'm going onto the server. So this is what it will look like. You can kind of still see it. I don't know quite what it's like close up. I might have to make some changes to it. But it looks nice. Yeah. Anyway, let's do that and let's stop the music. All moving windows around, isn't it? Okay, so I'm in the game. Right. Copy. Right. Okay. Oh, A1. Away from here. We did come back yesterday. Sunday. Losing track. Oh! Do you see the zombies appear then? They just dropped. Dropping from the sky. Marvelous. Zombie that's gonna walk up to you as you're getting out. Right. What the hell was that? Oh. You're a deer. So I need to be building up my fame points again, because a bit more. What was it? Oh, losing track of days today. You have time off work, and there's a bit probably, isn't it? I think we were playing after the stream finished on Sunday. No, it was yesterday. Yesterday afternoon we were playing. I'm losing the plot. Yes. So yesterday afternoon we were playing, and Dannon was here, and we were doing, usual sort of stuff. And we parked up the car here, and we were in the house, me and Shells, and we were doing some bits and pieces. And then I heard the car start, and I said, "Shells, are you driving somewhere?" She said, "No." And I turned around, and she was like that. And then there was tooting of the horn, and then we ran outside, and someone had nicked the car. Yay! So we're fast running out of cars. People keep nicking them. Nice. Yeah, so my guess is that someone was nearby. They saw us and about out. I waited for the opportune moment to sneak in and help themselves, which is nice. There's a bug since the last patch, and the bug is the bug is that basically it doesn't show the locks on the doors. Alright, Platinum. How you doing? Nice to see you again. Yeah, so doors don't look like they're locked, or they don't look like they've got any they're owned. It has been reported, and obviously there's a lot of people having problems. I actually read there was a guy that was stuck in a bunker because the doors wouldn't actually open. So we're kind of expecting them to patch that pretty quickly. They're normally quite good at that sort of stuff, so they're sort of like yeah, so they're usually quite good at fixing those sort of things. If there's a serious bug in the game, then they're normally quite good. Right, okay. So that's why now we're going to be closing the gate. It doesn't necessarily mean that we'll know that, I mean, it's easy enough for someone to open a gate and then go and steal a car, but it does mean that they have to be in the right place to open. And opening and shutting gates makes noises, which hopefully should alert us of the fact that someone lighting it on. And we can come out and tell them all. A good old jolly telling off. Alright. Seems like the thing to say, doesn't it? Right, okay. There's a town just out here. There's just a police station on it, so we're a bit short on ammo and cars. Sometimes there's a car here, so it's always worth going over and have a look. Yeah. There's zombies. Oh, door's wide open. There's another thing that's a bit weird, is the really complaining about this, but the lack of zombies. I think what's happening is that when they get shot, they don't respawn quite so quickly. So, what is that? Oh, there they are, see? Hello. That car. It's not what. Sound. The telephone on this is a bit too I'd like to be able to take a scope off, put a scope on quickly. But like, oh, they're too close. They just take the scope off. You know what I mean? I did a hand movement there. You didn't see it, but I'm sure you know what I mean. You can sight without the scope. So I was trying to look at the window. I got 75 points at the moment. Let's see if I can get both of the points. Filling it. Still 75 points. Don't get much. Well, where else could there be a car? Literally anywhere. Yeah, car at the garage. Don't don't really know what the point of that road is. What am I doing? 529. Oh, that's the wrong button. Yeah, London. Well, we play on a couple of servers, to be honest. 529 was the one that we're out with it. Nothing's permanent, though. I don't have a private personal server yet. I'm thinking about it, but it's quite expensive, and it's something that I'd have to pocket. I'd have to pay out of my pocket, and I'm not really comfortable with that. No one's playing this anymore. Well, there are people playing it, just not many. Just because it's not mainstream, no one's playing. There are still people who enjoy playing. And really, it's early access, so it's wanting to test it for bugs, contributing. In the servers, they ask for suggestions of that you might want to see in the game. They do that. They do add stuff. A bit like Elite Dangerous. Elite Dangerous did the same sort of thing. Yeah. I'm just doodling around there, to be honest. I haven't really got any sort of fixed plan. I'll have to drive around and see if I can find a better car, some ammo. Driving around, minding my own business. Bit of road for it, I think. Kind of driving from memory though, so you know, I thought to myself, I bet there's a rock or something horrible hiding away in there. I even screwed up my face in anticipation of hitting something. Maybe now. Okay. In case anyone's wondering, the map that you see isn't the game map. It's not the live map. It's just a picture of a map I've taken from a screenshot a few months ago, a couple of months ago. It was December, I think. Yeah, so I just sort of. My car's really boring. One of the things that you find with cars in this game is that if the damage is like where the damage is at the moment, then there's a performance drop handling. Did anyone see the update? They've announced. I think "announce" is probably not the right word to use. But they've announced a 3 a 3-month roadmap, but it's not really a roadmap. It's more of a suggestion of the kind of things that they're doing. What they said was they wanted to learn from other people's mistakes, and the mistakes that some people make, a lot of companies make, is that they promise that they're going to be doing certain things by a certain deadline, which creates an expectation. And then from that expectation, there's from that expectation, it sort of moves on. Sometimes people use it as a base. Let's see if anyone here, in here. Screen loading, thank you. Yeah, so a lot of we all know it happened. People turn around and say that, you know, oh, such and such a company was going to be providing X, Y, and Z by a certain deadline, and they haven't done it, and it's awful. The game sucks. It's bad. It's been nerfed, and all this sort of stuff. You know, it's just ad infinitum. And I don't know why I'm running around like that. It's so they've done something different. They just sort of said this is the stuff they're working on, which they're hoping may be in within the next 3 months, which was a kind of a nicer way of doing it, I think. The explosion was the drop blowing up. One of the tells people use to find out whether someone's been somewhere or not is that they my poor character's a bit of a heart attack here. I keep forgetting what I'm saying. I keep getting distracted. I can't even form a sentence at the moment, can I? There it is. Let's do. Yeah, so they're just sort of talking about the stuff that they're trying to do in the time frame. They did mention that the female characters, prisoners, will not be in the game because they want to get the clothing right and get everything actually right. It's not just a case of having a character with different attributes, but it's actually the whole food, the way that we excuse me, the way that we ingest food and metabolize food. Everything's going through an overhaul at the moment. The metabolism system is being overhauled, and of course that means that if they then put in women now while they're in the middle of doing the other stuff, then that's going to have it's just going to create more work for them to do, and that's a bit nonsensical, really. So they are keeping it simple. Close the radio. And people stopped here to listen to the radio. Isn't that nice? I suppose it's a nice view. Where was I? Updates. Yes, they're not bringing the women into the game anytime soon. We've seen the pictures of the NPCs. That's more to do with the backstory. There's going to be missions, which are going to be story driven. They're going to be coming out at some point, which has been suggested to be in the next 3 months. But could be longer, I suppose. The inventory is getting an overhaul. Or when you do, screen so this one's going to look very, very different. The vicinity, I think they're thinking about moving over to the left. The vicinity will be actually here, and then your backpack and stuff will be here, really sort of there. And these are going to be double column rather than single column. Stuff on the right looks like it's going to stay the same. But that was just a picture that was suggesting what it might look like rather than what it will look like. Because they're sort of saying it's going to be a surprise. I'm kind of hopeful that when they do that, they're also going to do the crafting screen as well. They're going to change the way that things work on the ground as well. But that should be interesting. Well, so I'm going from memory about what they've said on the thing. It only came out today. It's quite a long read. The cars. Yes, they're going to change the way that cars drive. They're going to add a driving skill, which might not be in the next 3 months. One of the things that I thought was kind of cool was that the centre of gravity of the car will change based on where people are sat in the car. Isn't that just like what? Yeah. So you go around a corner and lose control. It might be because one of the guys sat in the wrong place. A bit heavy. The cars do react differently when you've got passengers in. If you're used to driving with passengers in the car, you don't know this so much. I've often driven cars on my own, and then have a couple of passengers in, you don't really notice, but then when you start having like a full car load, you do notice when you go around the corners, the handling is different. A little bit more sluggish. Momentum becomes more of an issue. Where am I? Not driving around aimlessly. Why am I driving through the trees for? Oh, I'm there. I don't want to be. Let's go this way. Yeah, so that's something I'm kind of looking forward to, but it does mean that damage to the car will also be to the part of the car that's been hit. So if you're shooting the wheels, then the handling will go. If you're shooting the body, there's a chance that you might hit the engine, or you might hit the fuel tank. All sorts of obvious things happening there. And then repairing cars. They're saying locking cars and picking the locks on cars, and also hot wiring cars. So that's stuff that's coming out, and they're working on it at the moment. So it could well be that we'll see this sort of stuff in the next three months, or it might take longer. But yeah, it was interesting to know that they are what they're working on. Apparently they've now got a QA team So testing is actually happening now. I'm just thinking about happening. I found cars. This one down here. Everywhere I'm going to are places that I have in the past found a car at some point. Chance, possibility that we might encounter a player. Probably do what I normally do. Just freeze, panic. It seems to be my automatic response. I don't know if any of you watched when you're watching me. You watched me play. It's something I didn't really realise that I was doing. I tend to find a defensible position and then start firing. I don't fire out in the open. It can be a good thing. It can also be a very, very bad thing, because sometimes it means I have to run quite a long way before I can find somewhere that's relatively safe. It's probably not the kind of thing that I mean, in real life, yes. In a game, not really. Why am I doing that? I think it's a psychological thing. When I was younger, I didn't have a lot of confidence at school and stuff like that, and I did unfortunately get bullied a lot. And I get into intimidating situations, even in games. I do have this habit of reacting as if it's real. It's a thing. I'm a lot more confident than I ever used to be. You know, I'm nowhere near as bad as I used to, but occasionally the old adrenaline kicks in, and when the adrenaline kicks in, then the fear responses kick in, and when the fear responses kick in, then that's when you start doing weird shit. And one of those weird shit is fight or fight response. And soldiers in real life are trained to override all this, you know. Even policemen, firemen, all this sort of stuff, they all go through training, and the training is actually to break the automatic fear response of running away in a bad situation. And of course, we're all civilians, so we don't have that. We've got people who play games that are just playing games all the time. People who tend to play the combat games where you die a lot, it sort of makes you immune to that situation. So those sorts of games are good training in a way, but to actually stop and think, what's the best thing to do in this situation? I'm going to give an example. It's recent. I don't think there were very many people actually watching. The viewership was down to about 2, but I was at a drop on Sunday evening, and I was making all the stuff, and I had a car. And normally what happens when I just jump in the car, drive off. They're quite happy to get whatever's left, spoiled as it were. And oh, it's the other side. Yeah, so I drove away expecting that to happen, and they started following me. And I was keeping my cool, but I was making stupid mistakes. So I think the adrenaline was actually pumping. So it was making me do stupid things, and I wasn't really thinking straight. I mean, it was suggested that I just carry on driving, and maybe they'll get bored, and give up. I thought, yeah, that might happen. Hello. See, climb on the car. Then get the gun. Actually, what gun shall I use? Let's put that in. Let's go to the show. Right. Are we not dying? Oh, fine. There you go. That took a lot of shots, didn't it? Right, there is. Oh, there's a robot up this. Oh, there he is. I'm trying to remember where in this there's a entrance. There's usually 2 entrances into a bunker, sometimes 3, I think. There's a back entrance and a front entrance. The front entrance is usually a big double door. I know it's a Dumbledore there. Yeah, so I'm thinking of playing other games that maybe PUBG, Fortnite, that new the game everyone always battle royale type games, because those are the sort of games where it doesn't matter if you die, and it will make me kind of immune to the fear of dying as a character in the game, and then also they tend to mean that you have to be a bit quicker at pushing the buttons to actually. I'm a lot faster now. I don't normally play these sorts of games. I tend to play the sort of like blah 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 blah. I normally play the Tomb Raider puzzle games. That sort of thing. So yeah, so this is playing a game like this is actually out of my comfort zone. Playing a game like this on a open server is out of my comfort zone. I've kind of decided that it doesn't matter. It doesn't make it. People take stuff off me. Character type. That's no longer going to be a problem. Oh, there's a... Look at that. There's, isn't it? stupid bloody zombies walk directly in between, on the other side of the zombie. Okay. Oh, that's something that's changed in the game now. On the metabolism, you don't auto poo when you get to 100% on colon. You don't auto pee until about 150%. I don't know what the auto poo is set to, but it's not 100% anymore because I've seen it up to 103, I think it was. That's annoying. Got a stupid zombie on the other side of the fence. See how I'm shooting through the fence and get him to here. Kill him. Kill the undead zombie. It's almost like it could hear me. Then. The thing is, if I do try and shoot, it's gonna antagonize the robot to the point where the robot's actually gonna come out to me. What a weird route you have. A bit wholesome. There's got to be a hole somewhere. Where's the zombie? I wonder if there's a hole at the other side of the other fence, right? Maybe go up to the tower, around the other side of the tower, maybe. Maybe I can get a matey boy over here decides to move on. He's going to wait for a while now because he can see me, I think. Where's the hole in the fence? It's like a song, isn't it? Hole in my shoe. Hole in. It's letting in water. There are holes down there. Maybe I can run into. There's a tree just to the left of where the robot is. The best place for me to be is there, because then you can hide behind the tree. The robot's doing its thing. Creep up from. But there's also the other robot around, isn't there? my piece. That's where the entrance. The other one down the bottom there. There, above my head. He's gonna be able to see up and the bloody zombies come back. It's just behind that tree there, above my head. More complication. He seems to go up there, back, then he goes back again, doesn't he? Then he comes up, and then he works down. Go that way again. Back. He'll walk down here. Then back up there, walk off there, walk down. You know he does. I think the timing is that when he's walking up, he does the top end, the long part of the triangle twice, and that's your opportunity to open the thing and go down. Just going up, the opportunity to go in here. Bloody zombie though. Now he's coming down this way. Oh crap. Oh, he got me. Oh, run! Well, that didn't work out very well, did it? I'll have to try that one again. Let me just, hatch. I'm not quite sure why diving under... I suppose it would have worked, but yeah. He'd just see me, wouldn't he? Strafing. Strafing does work. It does. It's a thing. Right. So we're gonna kill. There we go. I've got it. This maybe thought. Apparently I can't get my car. Oh! Apparently I'm stuck. Yeah, I'm in the car. Something's gone wrong. Need to be stuck. Key's not working. That's working. I'll put the guns away. Do this. No. Oh no! Relog? I think we're gonna have to relog out. I'm gonna have to log out and back in again. Oh no! Gonna end up. Car that's moving. Well, that wasn't weird at all, was it? Oh, that didn't work. I'm getting a bit better at shooting, as you can see. Right. Also, kicking bodies. If anyone's tried to kick a body before, they don't move around like that. They're a bit more sluggish. Normally if you try to kick a body like that, you fall over. Right, let's just a minute. Seven bodies left on. Bullets and all this sort of stuff is easily replaceable, but magazines are hard to come by, so I tend to hold on to them. Especially if you store them in a car. If your car gets nicked, then you don't exactly want to be losing stuff that's hard to replace. If you're losing stuff that's easy to replace, no big deal. Balls. is here. How the hell are you seeing me now? Oh, you're in. Come around this. Just wait for him to... the red lights of doom to go away, and then we'll try again. I'm going to go into the building this time and then see. I'm pretty certain I can get from the building to the end. So that's a thing. Chaotic. Think of it. You know. Who's actually pointing you? Is that someone else trying to get in? Bit annoying because the direction he's pointing is actually at the entrance. They've both gone static. That one up there above my head, it's just gone static as well. I do so love it when they do this. And you shoot them and all they do is they just stand there and shoot you back, but they don't actually get moving. We can shoot through there. Oh, flexible position. Change gun. Aim points are up there. the other objective. So you see what I mean? It's instinctual for me not to stand there and go bang, 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 but which is what I should be doing in a game like this and becoming proficient at it. Okay. But what I do is run to the car and stand on top of the car because I know I'm safe on top of the car. But, I mean, they're going to be bringing out a feature in the game or where zombies will be able to jump up onto the cars, so the cars won't be a safe place to be. They'll also be crawling in through the window, so you're going to have to be a little bit more adept at right, count the steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, 7. Well, I thought he went up the other way. Didn't, did he? Because when I got out the car, he walked over there. He didn't walk up there. Oh, what's he going to do this time? What's he going to do now? Come down. But this time, is he going to go around to the left? And we're in. Sorry, I'm not really saying very much at the moment. Being mindful of the fact there's someone here. Listen out. Hotel. Sound of footsteps or the reading magazines. I'm not bothering with places that are likely to medicine, yes. Better backpack than the one I've got. Going to be conditioned. Right, that was like. This is the sort of places that you'll find these. So if you can get into here, you're looking for a backpack. I mean, they're not the best backpacks, but if you haven't got one, got a standard one, they're pretty cool. It's going to be a game. When you see a game in early access and some of the ammunition that some of the stuff that you can pick up. It's surprisingly empty for a place. It's, yes, the shotgun is for accommodation. So, places where there's likely to be no but lockers are the kind of places that you're likely to... Oh, is that? Addition wise, needs to be better. Just back in a bit. Yeah, this is the ladder going up. That's to the area that I was trying to get up to before, but I couldn't work out to get. Did I do that? Yeah, already. Yeah, wrong block. I lost my drink bottle. Okay, so drink anything for a little while. Up there. But this is where I start. So that's that. Zoom on top. Getting out of here is run to the house. Yeah, so as I was running one way, he was running, he heard me, so he'd then turn around and walk the other way. Back to his... Back to the car. May or may not be there. Oh, it is there. That's how it's done, he says, tongue firmly in cheek. Right. Take them back to the... just look. Hard on one. Yeah, so the respawn, they did a server optimization, and I think what's happened is that things aren't spawning as often as they should or could. But of course, this is a survival game, so the whole point of survival games is surviving with very little. There's a light outside here. I'll check it out. Yeah, so if there isn't much in the way of commodities for you to find, scavenge, then obviously survival gets harder. So maybe that's the way that it's going. I mean, beforehand, there was a lot of stuff. You could eat puppet meat, you can eat human meat, you can still eat human meat, but you can't eat puppet meat anymore. Hi Melissa! Revenge may be happening. Our cars keep getting stolen. I don't know whether you heard. Me and Shells were in the house. Had a car start up. And someone drove away tooting their horn. Like, beep, 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 beep. And like, say thank you for the car. It was in pretty good nick. It was in a lot better nick than this one, but it had a few dents. Yeah. But we don't know who it was. Oh, did you see the stream that I did on Sunday afternoon? Because I did a special. What happened was I was I think I was playing this with Dan on Saturday night, and I got a message from That's Right, who is one of the Hammer streamers, for those that don't know. No, we don't know what their name is. Yeah, so I apparently Bubble was possibly not going to be available. KP wasn't on. The DH was already covering for him in the morning, and Rumba was going to be covering for Kate in the evening because Kate's in Japan for 2 weeks. And so I got a message asking whether I'd like to cover for Bubble through the 1 till 4 slot, and I was available and I did it. So yeah, that was cool. And Shells, we nominate, joined in, and so did DG. And DG walked into a room. I said, "There's a player in here. Oh my god, there's a player in here." And Nominate went, "Shoot it, shoot it." So he did. It was I think it was a beginner player. They weren't really. They didn't have much in the way of stuff on them. Probably a bit miffed at the fact that someone walked in and shot them. And hopefully it didn't put them off playing the game. But yeah. And then we went to the airport. We were trying to find. Oh no, actually. I'm gonna go this way. We're trying to get zombies, and the zombies have all like disappeared. Really hard to find. Kept going to areas and just, you know, usually there's loads of zombies here, but there weren't. And yeah, it was really, really surreal. So we went to the airport, and then Shells got shot by another player. But it was another player that I spotted just before they opened fire, but I didn't have time to warn her. I thought it was a zombie to begin with, I wasn't sure, and then I suddenly realised it was too late. But I got my revenge. So I was I hid in a bush for a little while, and then I thought, well, actually they're going to be trying to, they're going to scope the place out, obviously, and then they're going to move in and try to shoot the body, which would make sense. So I camped up on the little hill where we had our little camp, where we did the big airport assault, and I spotted one, took a couple of shots, and he hid behind a tree, and he was sticking his head out from the tree. I shot him. But it turned out that the person I shot wasn't the person that shot Giles. That means that there was another player out there. So I didn't hang around because I had no idea where they were. There's no way of knowing. But afterwards, when I was listening to the playback, I realised that there was other sounds going on of basically a robot disliking the presence of a player. So if I'd have been a little bit more aware or listening to what was actually happening in the game, probably would have realised that it would have been safe for me to go down and grab Shell's stuff. And the player actually ran past me again, but I didn't get a clean shot. I didn't want to shoot them to give away my present. So yeah. But they were running back to their body. So in the end, they got everything that they wanted, including the stuff that Shells had collected as well. But I got my first PvP kill. Yeah, yeah, lots. There's a lot more on the server. There were there's about 7 people on there now. Go here. Yes. Oh, I can't do it in the car. Sonic Mouse was talking to Dannon. Oh, there he is. I shot Mr. Fister, but Shells was shot by Johnny Bravo. Keep saying Shell. Yeah. So I would say Johnny Bravo and Mr. Fister are unfriendly. I do actually know that. I had one in my car, and then I got attacked by these 2 players who chased me until I accidentally pressed F and launched myself out of the car, and they tried to run me down. I did escape, but they took the car, and in the car I had an E22 pistol. Yeah, it takes the 9mm, but it uses the different magazine. The magazine image looks different. I've actually got one. Picked one up just now. Because it looked very similar to the M9 magazine, but that's the E22 magazine. So it's got a bullet sticking out the top, so you can tell the difference between the 2. Sneeze. Excuse me. Oh, good. My bot's working. My bot wasn't working earlier when I was streaming on Sunday. Didn't get a chance to look at it and figure out what it was doing. I just realised I haven't had a drink. Why am I eating? Maybe it's a bit good bot. There's a good bot. Yeah. If you'll notice, if you're watching, Discord. I've got quite a number of rooms in there now. Not just for this game, but other games that I play. And trying to promote it and get people joining. Get some good conversation going on there. My hydration is down there. That wasn't the one I wanted to be. I did the wrong one. Melissa, did you see? I posted it in our Scum group on Discord, but they've done the 3-year, the 3-month roadmap. Sort of. I was talking about it earlier on the stream. They're still working on adding female players to the game, but they've kind of put a hold on it because they're reworking metabolism, because they're reworking the cooking. They're also reworking cars and how they handle. One example I mentioned earlier was handling of the car is obviously a bit more physics-based than it already is, but also the centre of gravity is going to change based on who's in the car and where they're sat and how heavy they are. So that's going to be interesting. Obviously they're going to be adding the lockable cars, also so you can lock them, you can pick the locks, you can hotwire them, and you can hotwire them and lock them, fuel them up, repair them, all the sorts of stuff that we're hoping for in the game. They didn't mention fueling them up, so I don't know whether that's going to be something they'll bring in later. Fueling cars is going to be problematic, I suppose. I mean, they're going to have to add stuff, aren't they? Add stuff to the game that enable us to do the refueling. It kind of makes sense that you would refuel them at the petrol station, because we have no petrol station or garages. What else are they doing? Green part. Oh, I have a plan now. So, if someone tries to chase me in a car, see they're not going to give out. I'm going to drive to the airport and drive into the airport with all the robots there. Because the way I figure it is that if I can't shake them and I can't shoot them, and it's 2 against 1. Then obviously losing the car, I'm going to lose the car, I may as well lose it to robots, and if they want it then they can contend with the robots to get to it. Oh yeah, that's talking of robots, apparently we're going to be able to hack the robots. This has always been on the cards, but we're going to need to get the requisite materials to do the hacking. Not quite sure what that means, whether you actually have to destroy a robot first. That gives you the bits that you need, and then from then on you can hack them. And if you can hack them, what does that mean? Does that mean you can program them to kill other people but not yourself, that kind of thing? It's just like, wow, really? I posted a link to that on the Scum thing as well. That was actually not part of the 3-month thing. That was someone asking a question. They were asked a question about something and there was an answer. But one of the other people answered with, and you'll be able to hack them. And then the developer said, and also, so they weren't saying, no, you won't be able to hack them. They were actually adding on to that sentence. Kind of cool. Are you in game at all, Melissa? Or you're not playing? You're doing your university stuff, aren't you? Open. Yeah, so Sam Ingrate decided that they're going to nick our car. The very car that we stole. How dare they? Probably a boat. There is a weird bug where it looks like the doors aren't locked. The only way you can get them to look like they're locked if you actually add a lock to them. But the fact that these things look like they're not locked, it's the bug. What's really irritating me and actually pissed me off a little bit is that I had 2 rusty locks on it. And I thought I'd save the last one to be a gold lock, and I was making the points out to be a gold lock, and then I was presented with this, and I thought, oh shit, someone's tried to hack it, to break all the locks, and that they'd done that. And then I put another rusty lock on there, thinking I'll put a rusty lock on there and that'll save the day. But no, suddenly 3 rusty locks. I thought, you bastard. But I have actually put a gold lock on one of these doors, so just need to do the other one. Why are you hiding in the bath? Okay. Hello. I forgot what key that is. Wait, is it F6? No, it's not. F1. Oh, no, 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 don't want that one. I forgot what the key. Are you joining me on Discord? Yes, so it does look like the doors are just open and closed, but it's a bug when they wipe the doors. It happened to everyone. Even to the point where Innominate was trying, she couldn't actually open the doors until I'd opened them for her. I'm going to drop her a mobile. I'm afraid I can't commit too much tonight. That's no problem. So can you open the door? You need me to open. Ah ha ha ha. Yes, I've got some cartridges, so I'm gonna put those in the boxes. One of the boxes. Oh, there's some ammo in my car as well. Right. Yeah, so it was quite an interesting read of the sort of stuff that they've got patch-wise. But they didn't have specific dates on these things, rather than just say yeah, rather than say specific things were going to happen at specific times, dates, etc. They just went with these guys are currently working on these things, and hopefully, barring illness, holiday, alien invasion, these are the things that should be coming out within the next 3 months ish, which I can get behind. I know what it's like. It's like when you're gaming, when you're streaming a game, it's like sometimes you think you're going to be streaming the same game for quite a while, and then suddenly you just think, do you know what? Change the scenery. Play something else. Right. Right, I've only got 6 SV, 6, 4, 12, 13. 13 SVD and 16, 14. So 30. Okay. Bullets left and that's it. What you doing? Oh, did I shut the door? Oh, you can put fires out now. That's kind of cool. If you start a fire or light a torch, get the option to oh, you're getting macho cat matching. Yeah, so if I light this, these metal ones work really well because they work in the rain for some reason. That's a good thing. But now, actually put it out. And that's really handy because obviously if you want to light a fire somewhere so you can get warm, dry out, do a bit of cooking, but then you want to move on, you don't want someone to know that you were there, or if you see someone coming, you can put the fire out and they've got to try and remember where you were based on the fire. That kind of. Although it'd be kind of cool if we put the fire out that you still get a little wisp of smoke going up off them. You would, wouldn't you? Unless you put it out with water. Pour some water on there. Get some fizz of stuff. Oh, really? Ooh. Ah, yeah. You can jump up on there, though. I can't jump up on the thing. Stop it! What are you doing? I was trying to jump up on the bonnet, and every time I jumped up there. See what I mean? I have to be in a defensible position. Yeah, even if you douse a fire with several buckets of water, it will stay hot. Okay, it'll stay hot for a while. The problem is I couldn't fire the gun. I couldn't sight along the gun because I had the scope on it, and it was the thing I was too close. B2. Nah, 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 nah. Right. That went well, I think. What are you standing on the floor for? Right, just got to dry out. It's soggy. My hydration's good. Oh, pardon me. Oh my god. Hmm. Hope your feet are nice and warm. Yeah, so hopefully they're going to be coming out with a patch next day or so, which fix the door issue. I read on one of the servers that someone is actually stuck in a bunker. They can't open the doors to get out. What's actually happening is that you do actually, if you hit the button to open the doors, they are actually opening at the server, but for some reason the client isn't recognizing that they're open. So robots and puppets can run in because they're operating from the server end. But not too big. You can't get out. What I'd like to see is being able to lock these gates. Oh, something else I read. They're working on building houses. So in the same way as that you can build a shelter, you're going to be able to build a house. And it'll be like a blueprint. So I'm not quite sure how that's going to work. Or panic. That's certainly something to look at. An epic box. Everyone wants it. Sometimes you get eggs. Was worth having it. Butchers. There's an egg. Firing. Firing. Shots fired. What were you shooting? Why are you lying on the floor? Do you see someone out there? I didn't hear any firing shots. Apart from the ones you shot. These stream snipers. Yeah, that's stream snipers. We're on to ya. Yeah. Out the window. Blue. Cool. Hmm. Hmm. Well, that was exciting, I think. I'm not altogether sure whether she actually thought there was actually anything there, or just of the belief that maybe there was something there. Whether she actually heard something, or just being cautious. Hmm. Oh, we can go up this ladder now. He says. Ooh. Um. I almost forgot that I was streaming then. I got a numb bum. Bum is numb. Sorry about that, folks. There's a weird moment going. Onwards and upwards. Yeah, that's good. Let's cut the corner up. Ooh. Driving on the edge of the road is a bit dodgy because that's where all the rocks and twigs are. Ones that can kill your car. But apparently they're also bringing in seasons into the game, so I'm not quite sure in what respect, but everything that comes with seasons. So I can imagine that, you know, trees are going to be losing their leaves, and you're going to get the winter, but also you're going to be getting like the hot summer, or the fishtailing. Oh crap, thank you. Do you like how I just ignored the just ignored it completely? Oh. My car was in better condition then. That's why I didn't keep it. I didn't swap. Your car with smoke coming out of it, they're going to be in worse condition than a car without. Bears nearby. I don't know, I didn't hear any play. I didn't hear anything. You said firing. I assumed that meant that you were going to be firing the gun to do something like firing, not firing like you've heard shots fired. I didn't hear any shots fired. Other than the one that you fired. Maybe you're fuck's sake. Straighten up. Maybe your character can hear better than mine. Maybe that's a thing. I didn't. I was doing all the different things, but I never actually heard it. I was fired. Apart from when I was shooting, obviously. I was shooting at the zombies. Unless that's what you heard. Maybe you heard me and thought it was someone else. What's the road? Sorry, I'm not really talking at the moment because I'm concentrating on the old riding. It's snowing. Probably kill itself. Maybe it did. Looking out for the tree stumps of doom. Yes. Yes, I was. Well, I'm getting quite good at missing them. Still. You're really good at missing them until you hit them. Well, I'm going to go back to the base, because if there was anyone who was actually in the vicinity and they were stream sniping, maybe they're back there. Let's go check in. Maybe they're trying to break in. Maybe we'll catch them in the act. Maybe I'll hit a tree stump, blow my car up, and die. Maybe I'll take a shortcut. That'll confuse people. I drove over a tree stump. I honestly thought I was going to hit it then. I thought, oh no, oh okay, fine. Oh. Good idea. I think the road was down there. Yeah. Taking a shortcut. Oh, Melissa, I've got a cool feature. I've added, I need to test it out actually. The thing is, I can't test it out on a big screen. I can't see what it looks like on a big screen. So, basically, if I do that, you should be able to still see that I am playing a game, but you won't be able to see what it is. You won't be able to see the writing, in theory. I mean, you can see the big writing at the bottom, the speed that I'm doing and all that sort of stuff. But if I'm showing what's on the... Go back to the game. What's on the server, I'm doing looking at servers. Visibility is now 4. Yep. So, obviously it's not a feature that's going to be particularly beneficial to people watching, because people watching will want to see where I'm going, what server I'm on and that sort of stuff. The idea is that it hides which server I'm on, but enables me to not have to be creative about how... What the hell? Okay, hold on. So much for my shortcut. It's because it started raining and I can't see where I'm going. That'll be better, isn't it? There you go. The green screen of doom. Are you still in the game, Melissa? Or have you exited? course, if there were streams like me or streams playing, they'll know that I was coming back because I announced it on the stream that I was coming back. No worries. Okay. Next stream is going to be tomorrow. I'm thinking that I might not play Scum tomorrow. I'm not sure what I'm going to play. It could be in the region of Astroneer. I've been playing Astroneer today. I've started mining on the moon. I might do that. Or I might do some Elite Dangerous, because I haven't actually played Elite Dangerous since the Quarter 4 update came out. The last thing I actually did was the Gnosis event, and I never actually left the Gnosis. And every week the Gnosis jumps to a new location in the galaxy, and I actually have no idea where it is. So it might be interesting to load the game up again and see, you know, what's happening there. I thought they were chasing me still. I'm going to call it. I think it's been quite a good evening. Nice to see my friends coming in, even though they weren't able to come into the game. It was nice to see everyone in the chat room and the chatter that was going on. Yeah, so we've had quite a good evening, but I'm going to call it, I think. Okay. So, big thank you again to everyone who joined me in the chat, and yeah, I'll see you tomorrow at 7:30. Have a good evening. Good night.